I'm weak and then the freaking ying.
Is that Shambo?
Jesus Christ. What's good, y'all? If you're new to the channel, my name is Shadiq and I like KRXOVR Media. I'm hyped to finally get to react to this because I didn't get to do the original song. I actually listened to it a couple of days before reacting to this, and I know that it was actually a really good song. I know it's one of those that really has a strong niche of people who really love it. So I'm hoping that they bring that same energy and then some for this track. So I'm not gonna hold y'all too much longer. Let's get it. And this is dope because there really aren't that many like remixes in drill off the top of my head. Like, I feel like there's some songs that have remixes, but I don't feel like songs get remixed too often compared to like the mid 2000s when if a song was really hot, you can almost guarantee there's gonna be a remix.
Yo, look, I told bro that we're doing this my way. Just fill up the van with wax, now we got it up block like I seen from Friday. And now they say that we got no chill, but he ain't got heart and he still.
Yo, NitoNB just says like the most interesting things. Like, who would have ever thought to connect Friday to a drill song in this particular way? Like, a scene from Friday.
Look, I told bro that we're doing this my way. Just fill up the van with wax, now we got it up block like I seen from Friday. And now they say that we got no chill, but he ain't got heart and he still moves sideways. Still in the field, gotta move like Diego onto the sis, but it ain't no icy. I'm in Central, see me a pagan, I jump on the ride with a local tug. So hold that up, how I hold that brush.
Now, peep how nonchalant his whole demeanor is. I have to point that out. Even like his ad-libs too. His ad-libs are super cool. Ever since I heard his no miming, it actually kind of forced me to listen more to his ad-libs. And he does the, you get it? Like, it's so funny to hear. It reminds me of like what artists used to do in like the 2000s when they want you to hear that they had a punchline.
Yo, look, I told bro that we're doing this my way. Just fill up the van with wax, now we got it up block like I seen from Friday.
Look how calm he is.
We
He's
got
like,
no chill, but he ain't got heart and he still moves sideways. Still in the field, gotta move like Diego onto the sis, but it ain't no icy. I'm in Central, see me a pig and I jump on the ride with a local.
I'm in Central, see me a pig. Alright, say that. And also I heard that there was another name mentioned before. I wouldn't doubt it's probably a soccer football player. I'm not 100%, but I heard that bar just now. The Central, see me, that was close.
Diego onto the sis, but it ain't no icy. I'm in Central, see me a pig and I jump on the ride with a local tug. So hold that up, how I hold that brush.
Oh, because Central said something like that in one of his songs. He said something about local tugs in one of his songs. Okay.
Me a pig and I jump on the ride with a local tug. So hold that up, how I hold that brush. Your boy, well bro, that's tough. He got touched and he got touched. He escaped death by a whisker of luck. He got sucked when he got plucked. He lost all clothes when we took that grub. That boy, bitch. 3 ton, 3-6, 3 abs, 3 LA. Man thought that they scored on the pitch, but they don't do none. We'll score like Pele. Let me bark that Zeggy. On your marks, get set, who's ready? I just see my man. We aim up high and we keep that steady.
3 amps, 3 GM, 3 cams, 3 GS. I just laugh when he talk about toys and he toys in that block, man must be a DS. Last year was stolen BMs, WD-40 while using that grease. It creep for the back while my man sleeping. Shank on my waist if he waits my reveal. Got the C need to free the guys. Only time you ever picked up a gun was on your console, no PS5. How you get splashed in.
And it may not be on purpose, but the fact that he referenced a DS earlier, now he's referencing a PS5. I guess he just had games on his mind when he wrote this verse. Kind of cool. I just hope that everybody at least somewhat keeps up with what NitoNB did with regards to how he just set pace. Because NitoNB came out swinging. And he's not one of those that you can really attribute a lot of different artists to in terms of like his style, so you gotta really come correct if you're gonna be in a track with him.
Free the guys. Only time you ever picked up a gun was on your console, no PS5. How you get splashed and jump in the river? Now you never just got baptized. Got me down from the seat, but it is what it is. Cause I'm still in the 5. Nothing like heads. I know should've won. My thing from the put it down like a cat.
Nothing like heads. I know she's one. That's a Heady One reference, and that's cold.
Cause I'm still in the 5. Nothing like heads. I know should've won. My thing from the put it down like a cat. Put in the air like MJ, guess you can say that nigga took flight. Sip on the Henny, demon time. Give her the wood, now she's alright. Nigga switch up like a transvestite. Back then me and Rose on our pedal back. 2-man step, I would eat gladness.
One thing I'm gonna say, I like what he's saying. I just wish that his flow was a little bit tighter. You can tell he's kind of dragging out some of the syllables to stay on beat, and it's unfortunate because it's making what he's saying sound more amateur than it actually is, in my opinion. I think that if he just had a couple moments where he added a syllable or two to kind of make the pacing in between each line a little bit more fluid and more comfortable, it would have helped everything just stay a little more airtight. That's my only critique I would say with regards to what he's delivering right now.
Switch up like a transvestite. Back then me and Rose on our pedal back. 2-man step, I would eat gladness. 4x4 this year. I see fear in your eyes, you scared. Yeah, that nigga got She on the red, suck me up instead. She left man wet like, yeah. You know I can't name that prayer. Cause they might take it down again, yeah.
It reminded me of grime a little bit, like when you have that thing that you're saying and you're referencing in slightly different ways throughout the song.
She left man wet like, yeah. You know I can't name that prayer. Cause they might take it down again, yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Free ads, free sus, free rifty, free Nino. Cop that once, then empty the clip, bro. Keep tapping that, no need for a reload. More time work, smash works with a Mindy. But you know gangs still slap the machine though. All of them froze when they saw the machine blow. I can never firm no chat from sip my Tetley, card on plenty. I can never firm no chat from that.
Man, just sip my Tetley. What's up, everybody referencing Tetley lately? I say this every once in a while. It's like I feel like, I don't know, maybe it's just my attention. I'm paying more attention to it. Like when Quang made the Tetley song, I feel like I started hearing people referencing Tetley more. I'm not saying they're doing it because of Quang. I'm just saying sometimes there's references that are made at points in time, and then a couple of different people make a similar reference around the same time frame. Granted, Tetley came out a little bit of time from now, but anyway, man said
but you know guys will slap the machine though. All of them froze when they saw the machine blow. I can never firm no chat from sip my Tetley, card on plenty. I can never firm no chat from that 1, 2, 3 bally gloves and tech please 2 up, shut me, I'm broaching a pressy. Do it with technique, let the text speak for
his flow is slapping. And I even said this in I'm Sorry Hun. It's something about the beat selections on songs that Nito was on in particular, that it's like the way that the kick just, I don't know how to put it, it just slaps right underneath whatever it is they're saying. I don't know. I don't know exactly how to say it. It's just something about it. Like his beat selection just always on point. And now hearing that it isn't even just him and they're all having that kind of a moment where the bass underneath their voice is just so perfectly aligned, and it's just like at just the right moments, it's accentuating whatever they're just saying.
Firm no chat from sip my Tetley, card on plenty. I can never firm no chat from that 1, 2, 3 bally gloves and tech please 2 up, shut me, I'm broaching a pressy. Do it with technique, let the text speak 4-door things or the 1-2s Petskis. No Gordon but the Ramses link. Tell me a up drop them, my back they slept on. Critical who's trying to score us a less one. Son got done. No lie, both times, second time was the best one. Got us a bud spliff, got us a hash spliff. Soon come hat trick, fill up and next one. Pull up and splash it, don't need tactics. Burn that outfit on to the next one.
Something I just want to say really quickly. It's interesting how when doing something creative, right, how sometimes going back to basics can actually make a huge difference. The fact that they're using a regular sensor sound, it actually sounds pretty cool, right, versus the past couple years or whatever. You know, we've been experimenting with different sounds for sensors, which they all had their place, don't get me wrong. Like they all had moments where it made it exciting, but hearing somebody go back to using the regular sensor, I don't know, something about this feels refreshing. Ironically, it just goes to show, like, when you're doing something creative, sometimes the thing that's gonna slap the most is just not overthinking it and keeping it super simple.
Come hat trick, fill up and next one. Pull up and splash it, don't need tactics. Burn that outfit on to the next one.
Had me locked down when that boy went down, full shelled in the spin, but the 9 went pow. 2 man in the thing, we all went wild. You know, we got gang locked down.
And again, and now it's the perks that's, yo. I'm really hoping that what I'm saying doesn't just sound like I'm just, I guess y'all would say waffling, right? The fact that it's always something different about the beat. It's just matching the verse. And the last one, it was the bass line. That's when I caught it the most. It was the kicks. Now here it's the perks, the snares, whatever. It's like something about the way it's just skipping underneath his voice. It just matches so perfectly. You can tell this was like intentionally crafted.
Pull up and splash it, don't need tactics. Burn that outfit on to the next one.
Had me locked down when that boy went down, full shelled in the spin, but the 9 went pow. 2 man in the thing, we all went wild. You know, we got gang locked down in one with watching scrubs, but I really don't like that. 6 man in the thing, but I'm right back. They keep soldiers itching tonight, man. I got 21 seconds to go. How many hops got blazed and digged and they still out here just waiting for.
I'm not gonna hold you. Is that a reference to 21? Is that a reference to freaking So Solid?
I got 21 seconds to flow. I got 21 seconds to go. Cause if you let me know. Let me in the studio. I got 21 seconds before I got to go.
I'm gonna be tight as he says that. It's exactly 21 seconds before his verse ends.
Pull up and
Hey, we don't pull him back. We don't pull him back.
On to the next one.
Had me locked down when that boy went down, full shelled in the spin, but the 9 went pow. 2 man in the thing, we all went wild. You know, we got gang locked down in one with watching scrubs, but I really don't like that. 6 man in the thing, but I'm right back. They keep soldiers itching tonight, man. I got 21 seconds to go.
Hold on. Alright, so he said that at 2:54. 21 seconds from then, if you add 6 to get to 3 minutes, that gives you 15 seconds left. So if he finishes at 3:15, if my math is correct, I'm doing this super quickly, so don't get on me if I'm wrong. But if he finishes at 3:15, that's gonna be cold. But yeah, I think there's a number sequence next. I heard like 4, 5, and 6, something like that. I think I could be wrong, but.
How many hops got blazed and digged and they still out here just waiting for hope. Been a bad trip, man, take that risk. They know where it is, I don't need it known. Age ages ago, I was making it known. If you fuck with the odds, then I'm taking the show. If baiting they know that they hating, you know. They had me locked down for ages, you know. 3 traps, 3 6, 3 abs, 3 YB. Man, don't take bad up lightly, look. Ops know when we get round is banny. Ops on the block,
alright, cool. It's 315. He's still going.
We score right back with the YG. Too many man got touched up nicely. Now they wanna act like
remember back. Sorry, I had to double check and make sure because that was gonna be interesting if he actually ended at 315.
YB. Man, don't take bad up lightly. The ops know when we get round is banny. Ops on the block, gang grip and move.
Or whatever.
We score right back with the YG. Too many man got touched up nicely. Now they wanna act like they all been riding.
Free Keith, free Chucky. My bros love rise that Brocky. Gang got 2, but it should have been 3. I guess that you was lucky. Should have got fried Kentucky. Lucky the thing was older, rusty. 3 M3 sus.
Let me put this back. So I guess they're from different areas because I could have sworn. Don't get on me if I'm wrong. I could have sworn Nito's from west. Maybe west or southwest. I don't know. I could have sworn he was from west. I don't know. Let me shut up.
Free Chucky, my bros love rise that Brocky.
They said south side.
Free Keith, free Chucky. My bros love rise that Brocky. Gang got 2, but it should have been 3. I guess that you was lucky. Should have got fried Kentucky. Lucky the thing was older, rusty. 3 M3 sus, they let combust. That gang shit full of a free Butch, free Creeper. All of my niggas are well-known squeezers. How many times I lurked in the know? Who's that slot that keys? They screamed out loud and my rhymes went deeper. Push it in deep and the boy had a seizure. Don't like with your bitch like
I'm weak and in the freaking ying. Jesus Christ.
All of my niggas are well-known squeezers. How many times I lurked in the know? Who's that slot that keys? They screamed out loud and my rhymes went deeper. Push it in deep and the boy had a seizure. Don't like with your bitch like you can no smoking, boat, no shisha. Creep for the back with an elbow, sleeping, shack on my waist. If you wait, I reveal it. Just get rubbed out.
Their flows, again, it's the perks. Like, they are wildin' with their flows.
Well-known squeezers. How many times I lurked in the know? Who's that slot that keys? They screamed out loud and my rhymes went deeper. Push it in deep and the boy had a seizure. Don't like with your bitch like you can no smoking, boat, no shisha. Creep for the back with an elbow, sleeping, shack on my waist. If you wait, I reveal it. Just get rubbed out, back got rubbed out. Front was there, now it's gone, should've seen it. White like Peter and brown like Cleveland. That's what I'm dishing to see.
Ooh, I don't think I've ever heard. Have I ever heard somebody make that? It feels like something I've heard somebody say before, but it might not be. That was cold. Obviously, Peter Griffin, Cleveland Brown, Family Guy, The Cleveland Show. White Brown.
Creep for the back with an elbow, sleeping, shack on my waist. If you wait, I reveal it. Just get rubbed out, back
It's a lot of white and brown, by the way. This is a big fella.
Seen it. White like Peter and brown like Cleveland. That's what I'm dishing this evening. I aim on another at evening. Can't tell gang about squeezing. Free my niggas.
Whoa. That was sudden. It just ended. So in this channel, we hold the vowels. That means we're getting straight into it. And actually, I'm really happy I got to react to the remix. I think that I probably enjoyed this one a little bit more than I might have if I did the original as a remix. I don't know, but I do think that this one was a level up from the original song. What I really feel like is keeping this one together, in my opinion, is the flows. Everybody was really shelling it, with the exception of the moments that I pointed out. Other than that, I love how the flows complemented the beat. Everybody top to bottom, they all matched the beat so well. The production here was super tight. I think I pointed this out on a recent reaction too. I feel like artists like NitoNB, or rather NitoNB in particular, has a way of being able to pick beats that remind you of like that 2017, 18-ish kind of era of drill, but also like a more updated kind of modern version, right? So it has a little bit more of maybe like the perks and like the melodies to a degree, but it also has that raw grittiness that you're familiar with how the genre started. But I also think that it's because it has that bit of a throwback kind of vibe to it just a little. That's one of the main reasons why it wasn't inching towards a 9 for me. Honestly, the main thing that's keeping it from being an 8 was the way that the bass and the perks was matching everybody's voice so perfectly. That extra touch, that was something that happened in the studio, and it wasn't just the beat that was made and then they just did whatever they did on it. If that was something that they kind of sat down and made happen together, that's super cool. And honestly, even if it wasn't, the fact that the beat was made like that and then they did what they did, that's one of the things I actually really like about UK flows in particular. Artists find damn near every single way to flow on the beat. They find all the pockets, they find all the moments that you probably wouldn't think of otherwise. I think sometimes other artists, they just focus more so on just like the bass line, maybe even the melody a little bit. I think that in the UK, they don't let any piece of the beat go wasted when it comes to finding places to flow. I do feel like the lyricism fell off from the pace that Nito set in the beginning, like I said, but everybody did have a moment. They all had something that kind of just stood out to me to a degree with their lyricism. But I feel like what really kept this one together again was the beat and the flows. And really and truly, I think that as drill progresses in general, we have to make sure we start giving credit to the producers. I think they're the ones that are really keeping the scene alive, because if they don't update the sound, we're gonna get even more bored. At the end of the day, to a degree, the content matter is gonna stay what it is. So people are gonna make certain kinds of references. They're gonna say certain things, that even things that probably would have had more shock value to me a year ago, 2 years ago maybe, they're kind of just standard to hear at this point, like things like seizure, like putting people in seizures and things like that. It's just like, all right, like things like that don't really hit me the way that they might have otherwise. I'm pretty much desensitized at this point. So if you're gonna have those kinds of moments lyrically, you need something else to really push you further, and that's what the beats and the flows are doing. And even with all that being said, I don't think it's a bad song, but it's also not one that I'm really rushing to play over. I don't know why. Like, I just feel like there are going to be a lot of songs that are going to come out between now and the end of the year that are really going to hold my attention. That's what typically happens, right? So I've learned kind of how to intuitively tell what are the songs that are going to get lost in the sauce with all the drops that come out pretty much every week, if not every other week. So this is one of those where I can talk about it highly. I know that if people talk about it, I'm going to be like, yeah, that's definitely a good one, but it's not one that I think I'm going to run to play for anybody, that I'm going to run to play in my free time. There are songs that after hearing it, I'm just like, I have to keep listening to it. I don't foresee this being one of those. But anyway, let me know what y'all think in the comment section down below, and as always, hang tight for some more reactions. I do got more of those coming for y'all, but until next time, peace.